And I'm here at Tea and Sympathy restaurant enjoying a very proper cup of tea. Come on in and we'll show you what the place is all about. I am sitting here with Nikki of this incredible, fabulous restaurant. Moved from London. How did you know and what made you come to the Big Apple and know that this restaurant was going to be such a huge success?
I knew that I wanted to be in New York. I knew way before I ever came here.
What do you love about New York? What is it that brought you here?
You know, it's just the myth. It's not a myth. Well, it wasn't. This day and age, it's a little different to 30 years ago. I just knew that I was going to fit in here. And when I came, actually, I was an illegal alien for 9 years, and I got and I got the Reagan amnesty.
Wow.
It just goes to show you what amnesty can do.
Right.
And you know what, if I hadn't got the Reagan amnesty, I would still be here.
Yeah.
I would be here as an elite. I know people here 30 years and they're still illegal and they're not leaving.
Right. So you love New York, but you've brought a little bit of home with you.
Yes.
So tell me what it is that you find draws New Yorkers to your restaurant.
Good food.
Good food.
Good reputation.
Yes.
Kindness and honesty.
And here I am standing with very handsome John at Tea and Sympathy Shop. John, you tell me you're from England and you've worked here for many years. Tell me what you love about working here.
Well, this is a really fabulous shop because it's very authentic. All of us who work here are all English. We've all got our own stories to tell from back home. And I mean, we're surrounded by like all our favourite candies, all our favourite like English soul food, really, like shepherd's pie, bangers and mash, tea and scones even.
Lisa, you've told me that you've been here for 14, 15 years.
Yes.
Tell me what brings you back to this fabulous restaurant.
Well, I keep coming back because it's an absolutely charming place. First of all, they have amazing teas, all kinds of teas, from herbal tea to decaffeinated tea, and you can find the real authentic British tea that actual British people really drink. Over here, for example, Thai Fu is one of the top teas in England, and you can always find it over there. And the desserts are just absolutely amazing.
What's your favorite?
My favorite, they have these delicious cakes, and there's one cake that is about this thick, and inside it's filled with cream, and it has a little bit of jam on the filling too, and it is just delicious. It's sweet, it's buttery, creamy, and they have authentic British scones as well, and tiny little tea sandwiches which are amazing as well.
Hi, I'm standing here at Salt and Battery Fish and Chips, the signature food of London. If you love fried foods, you need to come in. They've got the most fabulous fried foods on the menu.
So, and I love the food. What else you eating? What else are you eating?
I try very hard to employ people that have empathy, that really do care, because we've got a lot of regular customers that have been coming a lot. I mean, some people every day for 20 years, and they feel like they can come in and tell me, oh, I've just been diagnosed with breast cancer, or my mother was just, or my cat was just, and we have a lot of shrinks that come to the restaurant. You know, as human beings, we need to have a place where other people, you feel like other people that are not your family, that are not your friends necessarily, actually do care about other people. And I do I mean, I care about my neighbours. I've never even met my neighbours. So, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And I think we have lost that as a human race. And I think it is the saddest thing in the world that we do not have respect for each other and honour for each other. you know, I've only just met you, but I
Yes.
respect you, and if you came to me, I would try and help you with no
Well, I'll
matter
be
what
there.
it was.
I'll
You
be
know,
there.
and it's not
Yes.
just, you can't just help people just because they're your family members or you
Right.
know them or you're going to get something from them.
Right.
Life shouldn't be about that.
Oh, it's all about karma too,
It's
right?
all about
That's-
karma. What
yes.
goes around comes around.
That's right. That's right. I've really enjoyed my English cuisine in the heart of the West Village. See you next time on Hello New York.
All right, we'll edit that out.
You want to keep that in? Maybe that could be like your theme song. You going,
Yeah, that could. Hey everybody, I'm Casey with the Hello New York show, and we're here with Kelly. She is a comedian, very cool, very funny lady, and she used to be a nun, which is very interesting. And so we're here to talk to her. Beautiful Prospect Park. So used to be a nun.
Yeah, I used to be a nun actually in Harlem and the Bronx. I was in training in those two different areas.
Good memories or bad memories?
It's, you know, both. Like everything in life, it's like a hearty mixture. I'm definitely glad I tried. I'm also definitely glad I'm not still there.
And she's made the switch to being a comedian. What? Tell us about the transition, because that's a
Now,
big
to me,
jump.
that seems like the most natural transition in the world. But everyone else is like, wait, okay, you were a nun, and now you're a comedian. How are those? I feel like they're. I always say like being a, you know, like a traveling comic is just like being a nun, except for less praying.
Well, how long were you in the nunnery?
It was a couple years with them, and then I was actually a full-time volunteer for them a couple of different places, almost 5 years before that. I got kicked out actually for having too much self-esteem. That was actually what they said.
Oh, wow.
Now, has anyone ever told you you had too much self-esteem?
No.
No?
No.
Yeah, too much self-esteem.
Wow. So basically, it was kind of like a mutual decision to.
Well, yeah, I have to say they were trying to give. I was obviously not fitting in, but they were really trying to give me a chance. But when I said like, do you guys think this is working out? And they're like, let us think about that. No. And it was strange transitioning back to the normal world. My mistress that's actually that's we call it. You know, you're not in training. You call the person above you your mistress, and she just put me on the bus. Right? Exactly.
I like that.
I like it with a little softer touch than that. But so she put me on the bus at Port Authority. She was standing there. Okay, Sister Mercy, where do you want to go? You know, tapping on her foot. And I was like, well, I guess I go to Philly. I know somebody in Philly. So they just put me on the bus, and there I was. The thing I missed most was reading when I was a nun, because we were only allowed to read like spiritual books in the Bible. And I would watch people, like when we would take the kids to church in Harlem on Sunday morning, I would watch people with the New York Times, Sunday New York Times, and I'd be like,
Salivating.
right? Yeah.
So, tell us more about your being a comedian and some of the different things that you do. And is it fun?
It is really tremendously fun. I can't believe that people pay me to do it. I felt like I've gotten really lucky in that I have a niche. A lot of comics work for a long time and never actually make any money in it. But I feel like I've really found a niche. And actually, when I was first performing in regular stand-up comedy clubs, and I don't know if you're familiar with stand-up comedy clubs, but it's not as bad in New York, although certainly it's also true in New York. It's just like so misogynistic and homophobic and also racist. And
Oh gosh,
yes.
that's a lot.
Would you like to go to a comedy club with me?
No, thank you.
No,
not
me
really.
neither. I actually had
Jeez.
a guy. I used to have all this comedy about, oh, you know, you may not, you know, if you could just ignore all the physical cues and believe that I'm a grown woman and not a 12-year-old boy. And a guy in the crowd said, you're not a 12-year-old boy, you're a big fat dyke. And before I even thought about it, I said, you're just sad I'm not a 12-year-old boy. You and the Catholic priest both. And he chased me in the parking lot with a broken bottle. And as I was running away from him with the broken bottle, I was like, I gotta find different venues or learn how to run fast. And that's when I started doing festivals and women's festivals, pride festivals, and colleges. You know,
Spaces that are like LGBT friendly and more open-minded.
Right, or even just liberal. You know, that'll do. Comedy has like so the ability to change the world, and I really. But one of the things is like it goes to the lowest common denominator. You see it even in New York clubs, you know, where just somebody's like, you may think you're making a comment on racism, but you're actually just being racist. You know, it's like that kind of thing. So I have this like great idea of doing this stand-up against racism, like actually having a community of comics who are committed to doing like not just not racist material, but actually anti-racist material. But that's one of my like far off in the future things.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with your gig tonight, and you know, definitely would love to have you back on the show again. In the future, tell some jokes and stuff. And yeah, no, thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely, thanks,
Really
Casey.
appreciate it.
All right.
Very nice to meet you. Yeah. Awesome.
So somehow I got a straight woman to take my cat. I don't know exactly how that happened. Statistically, it seems impossible. But she came and she was like, oh, well, I think it was the first time she had ever encountered somebody who looked like me. Again, it seems like a statistical impossibility, but so she said, yeah, I read on your website. Well, first of all, she brings me pictures of her cat to show my cat. So I know this is going to be a great home for my cat, right? I'm like, I didn't care what you said. Just, bitch, you better take my cat. So I'm showing the photos from the well. See, that's a good right now. It doesn't matter. So the first thing she says is, oh man, I saw on your website that says that you're going to be, that you call yourself Sister Mary Bulldyke. And I was like, oh my God, when you were coming out, I was like, I don't know what's going to come out of that house. Quote, exact quote, right? And the next thing she said was, she's like kind of like she's stumbling around a little bit. She's clearly uncomfortable. And she's much more comfortable talking to Noelle than she was to talking to me. And so she says, yeah, but I didn't know what to expect, but you're I don't know, it's like you're almost pretty.